Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and we are back for some more of the Twilight Princess HD Let's Play. And if you did miss out during the last one, well, we just went and completed out with the Goron Mines, and we went and taken on the boss known as Virus. We now do have the second of the few shadow pieces that is going to be now here within our inventory, so that is pretty nice. Now, we just have to go to at least one more of these other different areas for where one of these few shadow pieces is going to be, and that is going to be happening with the Lake Bed Temple. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be going to the Lake Bed Temple right away because there is other things that we do have to go and worry about, such as, for example, like some side stuff that we're going to have to do here within the beginning of this episode. And not only that, but we also have to go and making our way on over to where the Lake Hyila place is going to be, because later on we should at least be reaching off into the Zora River area within that portion, and we should be at least getting somewhat, I want to say, within our way of reaching into another one of the Vessel of Light, so that we can go after all those different bugs that we're going to be seeing at some point. Now, Castletown does have some of the Tears of Light type of bugs that will be showing up, but unfortunately we can't really go and grab them at this point in time because we haven't really met up with the actual god that is around within this particular segment that will be showing up a little bit later. But after doing a little bit of some bomb rock destroying around over here, this is where we can go and find the piece of heart. Now, remember back around within here when we went and first arrived on into this place, we may have probably went and run past that type of rock boulder that was here, but now since we already went and taken care of that, no more of that rock boulder is going to be there, and now we actually do have the item that we do want. Now, here over at the Bridge of Eldin, before the bridge actually goes and disappears, you may probably want to go and pick up with the phasmid that's going to be around within this way. Now, technically, you could go and do this right now if you want to, or you can just wait right on after once you go and find the Bridge of Eldin piece, but I don't know why you would ever want to go and do that, because it's kind of better if you kind of get all these golden bugs a little bit early beforehand. But now we also do have the other phasmid here, so this is for the female one. There's technically two options that you could go and do. Again, you can also go and do this super early if you want. You could go and find a way that you could use the Gale Boomerang for, or you could just use the hookshot later on throughout our way. Now, we are going to be going and finding where that hookshot is going to be. I believe the hookshot is going to be somewhere in the Lake Bed Temple, because I think we'll probably get at least two special items within there. I believe we're going to be learning about how the water bombs work, I think, once we start reaching off the Lake Bed Temple, and I think also, too, the hookshot will possibly be a thing that will be happening. Now, the one item that I'm really not going to be all that too fond of that's going to be happening here is going to be within the Gerudo Desert, because of just that annoying spinning top item. That item is not really the best of items that I really do enjoy, but at some point we will have to go and use it around and use that for different other side stuff that will be happening around within the outer part of the different Hyrule fields that we go and walk on into with. But yeah, so this is going to be the first of many times that right now we are going to have to go and use Link within our way. So these different shadow beasts, different shadow beasts are going to be here, or the shadow beings, I guess you could call them, either or if you want. And after a little bit of some time, we finally went and knocked them out. They are really annoying when they're all bunched up together as like a pair of threes, because like if one is still going to be alive, they're just going to basically just reawoken up once after you went all through that trouble just for that. But after a little bit of some walking through, and once you go and bomb through the barriers that are around within the other way of the Bridge of Eldin, we should be at least be reaching off into where the Twilight World is going to be, another part of the Twilight World here. And I will be doing some editing throughout this area because it is kind of a lengthy type of part to reach all the way over to Castletown, and I don't think you guys really want to go and have to see me reach all the way over to Castletown just by just doing some traveling within our pal Wolflink, of course. He probably must be pretty much really shocked or something just to go and see that, I think, right? Because I don't think a poet have ever went and seen us get through into the Twilight World yet. Well, I must probably be wondering where the heck are we at right now, but it's okay. We'll be meeting up with well, not really with Epona, but I want to say with Barker at this point in time, because if you guys recall, we do actually have a nickname for the Epona horse known as Barker, aka known as Barker Gaming. Shout out to that guy, of course. Awesome content creator. Alright, so here we go. This is our next up and coming scent. So now we're going to be moving from the U scent all the way over now to another scent, which that is going to be, I want to say, for Ilya's scent. So we will have to go and reach on over to where her scent is going to be showing up around. And that's where we're going to be getting our way introduced into the way of how Castletown is going to be. And we're going to be meeting up with the with one of the different Zora kids that are going to be showing as well too. Now, that Zora kid, I'm going to say that's going to be within the castle town, is going to be somewhat a little bit important later, because I know that we're going to have to get a special fishing lure, I think, from him, and we'll have to go and pick up with the, well, I think, well, we have to use our fishing rod later to head off into one of the fishing huts that's somewhere around within this game, and that's where we'll be able to find a empty bottle and also a heart piece that we could go and grab, which that is like a really easy heart piece to go and find. It's really not that much of a problem, unless if you can line up the fishing rod, that is, because sometimes you can have to, sometimes it doesn't really land properly all the way through with trying to grab the heart piece, but we'll see what happens when we get to there. Alright, so here we are now. We're finally in Castletown. Now, unfortunately, we can't really do anything right now as Wolf Link, so we'll have to wait until we become Link, but there is going to be tons of stuff that is going to happen once we go and reach off into Castletown as regular Link. We got mini games and other different necessities that we can go and basically run into with. I know that there's one segment in particular within Castletown where we do have to go and talk to a specialized Goron that will need some sort of hot spring water, and it has one of the most annoying quests of any type of game that is going to happen here with the Twilight Princess, which I'm not a big fan of, because I know that there's going to be a certain mission that we're going to have to use the hot spring water, and also with that barrel mission, I think that happens, right? Or is those both in the same as that type of quest? I can't really remember. But just make sure that you go and check the map, and that's where we're going to have to go and reach off back over towards to, is going to be back at the Lake Hyila place. So we're going to have to make a beeline right on over to there. So here we are now. This is the bridge of Hylia. Now, unfortunately, there's nothing really that we can't go and do on this bridge for right now, because it seems like this whole area is completely going to be a case with gasoline, and seems like there's going to be one of those annoying Twilight enemies that's going to be spawning out of here, shooting out a bow and arrow, and basically causing up that whole bridge to get all caught up on fire there. So right now, we can't really go and access too much on this bridge, but we'll have to make a jump on, well, basically out on into the actual lake that's going to be here at some point. Now, within the two videos for today, we are not only going to be just doing out here with of course, with Twilight Princess, but we are going to be moving onwards into some more of of course, with the Yokai Watch 3 Let's Play. Currently, right now, within Yokai Watch 3, we are going to have to at least continue onwards with Hylian's story at this point. We are going to have to travel back to Sparkopolis, and there is going to be a certain situation where the Sparkopolis is going to be in some sort of weird dream dimension or some sort of like yokai dimension area that we're going to have to deal with. So pretty interesting stuff to go and check around with. But anyways, let's go and move on out of there before we get into a game over. Yes, and I want to say that there is a way where you can get a game over, but again, the fire doesn't really take like that long for it to, well, actually, yeah, it's actually somewhat like relatively slow, but you have like all the time in the world to literally just jump off from the bridge to get down there. But here we are, right into the actual lakes, like the lake itself. Now, there's going to be an interesting person that is going to be here, and we're going to be, interacting with him for now, but we can't really do anything about with this guy at this moment in time. But just make sure that we'll have to remember for him a little bit later, because there's going to be a certain cannon that we're going to have to blast our way to the Gerudo Desert to go to where that annoying spinning top upgrade is going to be. And that is, of course, going to be with this guy here. Now, this guy also does have a mini game as well, too. I believe there is like a Kuko mini game that we're going to have to use with that guy around. But we're going to have to at least somewhat wait for the moment in time for right now until we become regular Link. Uh-oh. No, I don't think that's a customer. I think that looks like an enemy to me. But it seems like we got ourselves a little bit of a mini boss battle right here, because now we're going to be seeing that some of these type of Twilight Boblins out here, or whoever these type of Twilight enemies are going to be. They're going to be using this specialty grass, the same type of grass that we would have used for calling up with Barker. Instead, they're going to be calling up their own type of flyers, and we're going to have to do a battle with one of them. Now, this battle can get a little bit tricky because I totally forgot about how the battle was. So, from what you guys are going to be seeing here is that I'm going to get myself a little bit injured throughout this battle. But all that you really have to do is just make sure that you line up by pressing the, within the ZL type of targeting and whatnot. And you should at least hopefully be able to do some jump attacks from here. And at least get them down and out. There you go. And just like that, we went and taken care of this dude here. Well, almost about to. Just need to just do our regular hit, and now he's done and finished with. And I want to say that at this point in time now, Midna is going to be basically making this type of flying enemy going to be her master at this point. And then we'll be able to use this type of flying enemy to fly around within the different parts around over here. Now, I think there's a segment that will happen a little bit later. I don't think it will happen right now. But we will actually have to go and have a little bit of a mini game where there is going to be like different like fruits and other things that are going to be like showing up around within this way. But for right now, we're just going to just do our regular type of flying at this moment, at this point in time for now. Now, the controls are a little bit inverted, and that's what I kind of was fooling around over here, is that since I never really got to go and try out on the Twilight Princess HD game before, using the Wii U controller is basically, so up is your down button and down is your up at this point in time. But this part is really cool. I really do like this segment a lot. Kind of feels a little bit like Star Wars in a way, where things are just crashing all the way around you. But you don't want to be getting crashed around too much, because the more times that you crash around, then you will have to go and restart again. So there's the exit point right there. And we should be able to hopefully make it to the Upper Zora River, which we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. And that's going to be happening within our way. Not just the Vessel of Light and doing all the tiers of all the different bugs and whatnot, but there is a Howling Stone. And that is something for us to go and do somewhat a little bit later. But that is all going to be said for next time. So thank you guys so much for watching Twilight Princess HD. See you in the next one. And of course, peace.